A3 thoughts because I'm bored and I am avoiding my uni work like it's the fucking plague right now. So yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and think of stuff to ramble about. Sometimes I think too much about how it might smell in there, like it's literally a fucking dorm full of guys. And like every time I remember the A3 characters are men, I'm like, ew, what the hell? Why the fuck do I like this show so much? They're all men. But anyway, it bothers me so much because it probably fucking reeks in there. Like, let's be real, you've got a lot of like teenage boys living in there, especially in like Act 1, and they probably have no sense of fucking hygiene. I mean, not even probably, they don't, because they're teenage boys. Like, trust me, I live with some, I know. I do not know how Izmi has not just like dropped dead from the smell, because like I couldn't do it personally. I have 2 younger brothers and it is already the worst. I cannot imagine 24 men living with me. I love how in A3 the scene will be like kind of emotional and then it will be like whatever or like angry, but then there will be no tears, but then in Mankai's stage it will, the whole scene, like everyone is just crying for no reason. Like, why? I know it's theatre, but like, Jesus fucking Christ, you're dramatic. There's nothing to cry over here. One time I saw someone say that Juban's relationship is toxic, and that's why they wouldn't ship them. And like, fair enough, you don't have to ship them. I'm not gonna make you. But Juza is literally Banri's reason for living, and the only reason why Banri bothers him so much is because he's a fucking attention whore, and he wants attention from the one person that makes his life complete. Like, that is literally, their whole relationship is based on Banri being a needy fucking bitch. The stage literally gives us a whole song about Juza being Banri's reason for living. Like, don't be a clown, you need to acknowledge this. Too many people underestimate Taichi. They think he is like really fucking weak. But I know if he wanted to, he could double flip, smack someone's face on the concrete, punch them in the head, smack them against the wall, hit them with the fridge, blah de blah de blah. He could absolutely beat someone up if he was not scared to. Like, I will 100% stand by this. What did A3 mean by this? Masumi stands kind of scare me because he's literally a canonical woman beater, and people always hate me when I say this, but it doesn't matter who the hit was aimed at and who received the hit. Like, obviously he didn't intend to hit Izumi, but he intended to hit the girl, and then the only reason why he was upset was because he didn't hit the person he intended to and hit someone else. Like, he felt no remorse for actually going to hit someone. He felt bad when he hit someone he actually cared about. Like, he didn't care that he went to hit someone anyway. Do not hit people. It is not good. And people justify it by saying he was angry, and it's like, okay. Sometimes I go to a restaurant and I'll forget something on my plate, and it's like, I'm not gonna go up to the waiter or the chef and just smack them one because I'm angry. It doesn't work like that. And he said sorry for hitting Izumi, but he didn't say sorry that he was gonna hit anyone. Full stop. And like, people scare me when they're like, oh my god, I like him so much. I know there's growth, but like, don't get me wrong, I think he has changed. He definitely has, but like, I always remember it. People gloss over this too quickly, and it's kind of insane. Like, why do we all forget that he did that? Let me preface this by saying I do not ship them. I don't, okay? I promise you I do not. But Taichi and Omi have such a special friendship. I don't know, like, you get that vibe that even though everyone's close, like, certain members of Mankai are closer to each other than others. And there's just like this sweetness within their bond of like, they can rely on each other like more than anyone else, I think, in Mankai Company. Like, maybe there's a few exceptions, but I feel like they're really like tight, like friendship wise, and they can always go to each other when anyone's struggling. And I don't know, I really like their friendship. And that's why The Stranger, like, as a play and as an A3 event story is so fucking iconic to me, because it was so special. Like, that whole story of accepting death and like everything else is just so special. This will contain Act 3 spoilers, but I need to rant about this, okay? Izumi's dad, I mean, both Izumi's parents are so shit. They are terrible, 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 terrible parents. I understand why Yukio had to leave, I guess. I don't know, like, you're being banned from acting, so instead of finding a different profession other than directing, you decide to disappear on your child, who very obviously loves you, and then fuck off to America. And I don't know, it's so fucking bizarre. So you go to America, and then your wife covers for you. So Izmi's mum covered for him, allowed her daughter to think her father was missing when he was well and alive. Like, that's fucking traumatic. Like, I can imagine that is not the best experience. And then she's in on it as well, while her daughter is very obviously suffering from it. Only to be like... Only for him to come back in and be Johnny Big Balls or something, and he's like, oh yeah, I did all this for acting. And it's like, no, I'm sorry, right? But you have abandoned your daughter and let her think you were probably dead or worse. No, that does not sit right with me. How can she forgive that so easily? And not only that, Yukio also fucked over the whole of Mankai Company. Like, that was Matsukawa's job. And, I mean, he's very lucky that a certain someone was paying the bills, because that man has no skills other than being a company manager. Like, he would have ended up homeless or something like that. And while we're on this topic, Rennie was in the right. Like, how did Yukio borrow Rennie's money and then get away with forcing Rennie out of Mankai Company? Of, if I'm remembering correctly, Rennie paid half of, at least, or probably more, because his family is rich. And then Yukio essentially pushes him out by making him not feel welcome or whatever it was, and then gets to keep the company all by himself. That does not sit right. Like, that is not right. No. The designs for first gen Mankai are so fucking lazy. Shu is the only one that actually is good because he looks nothing like Sumigi. I mean, they kind of have a resemblance, but it's not... Like, if I look at them too, I'm like, oh yeah, that's different people. But then you look at Tenma and Hiro, and I have a theory that Hiro is actually Tenma's real dad, and that's why Tenma's dad hates him enough to slap him around the face. I literally think his mum had an affair with Hiro, and that's why they look so alike. But anyway, Hiro and Tenma literally look the same. So do Masumi. So do Sakuya and Kasumi. And also, who's the other one that I'm missing? Oh yeah, Zen looks nothing like Bamri, and I actually really like his design. I don't know if he dyes that bit of his hair back, or it's because he's old and going grey, but I fucking love it. But why do Spring and Summer literally look identical? It's so silly. And I'm going to end this here because I'll ramble on forever. But Libba, please, I know you'll get age restricted, but let Kasumi be the woman she fucking is. Please, I beg. That is all I want. And Canon Juman, but please.